What's up, guys? This is K-LO, and normally I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, but welcome back to another episode of Community Kitchen where we are cooking up some hot gaming news. And what better game to talk about than Marvel Rivals? But before we get into that, he is my... How am I going to make this modern? He is my Mr. Fantastic to my thing. Aden, my sous chef, why don't you say what's up?
Sorry, I just had to mimic you for a while because I thought it'd be funny.
It's a thought process.
but
I'm trying to be hip with the
but
youth.
hello, I'm the resident person that's the lover of fan fiction. Thank you very much.
There you go. It's
Ready to talk about Marvel Rivals, and I'm apparently the only one who actually knows everything about it
there you go.
because I like fan fiction.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm seeing half of these character models. I wouldn't. I don't read, but I might have to read there. But before we get into today's news, we'd like to say thank you to everybody and anybody who is subscribing here to Game Sandwich, commenting, and leaving a like. We appreciate you, and if you're new here, consider joining in on the fun and hearing us yap about countless gaming topics. But today we wanted to talk about Marvel Rivals because we are now entering the back half of Season 1 and there's no shortage of content, things to discuss, the meta of the game. I like using those terms as far as like gaming terms, you know, the meta of of everything. But there was one thing I want to talk about first, and it's the thing that gets me every time, and it's in-game cosmetics. Aden, I am here to confess, I buy in-game cosmetics as much as I shun them and do all that fun stuff. I buy them. Fortnite gets me sometimes, and apparently Marvel Rivals, their pricing for certain skins, it's a little outrageous, maybe? I don't know. What's the deal there?
I don't know. I'm not a skins person. I don't buy a bunch of skins. I typically like to just unlock them in games. If I do buy a skin, it's like maybe like $1 or two. So I'm not someone who's going to be purchasing them a lot, but you might have more insight in it. But I've seen the community being very on opposite ends of the spectrum here for it, where people are like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's this much money, or oh, holy shit, it's this much money. And that is with the new Marvel Rival skins, which are the Luna Snow skin and the Captain America skin. They finally released the skin from Infinity War, which
Ooh.
pretty damn awesome, I will admit. And just a special nod to a Reddit post that I saw where someone said that he is very caked up in it.
That's America's ass, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
that is America's ass. But and then the Luna Snow skin on top of that, that one is like a special like 2099 skin or something like that, where it's like a future skin. But both of these bundles they come with, if I remember correctly, it is the skin, it is an emote, it is a special like windscreen or whatever, and then it is also a spray. So it's like four things, maybe there's a fifth thing, but it's $22 is what it like averages out to be for the cost of one of these bundles. And there's two of them, so together, if you're buying both, you're paying $44, which is practically the price of a new game, like minus like $20 to $30 there. So if you added a third skin on top of that, you'd be paying the price of a full game, pretty much.
I'm looking at the skin right now. Goes hard. It's him with the two shields, or like whatever you want to call them. He has a sick
Yeah,
beard. I mean, all right. So, Marvel
you got him with the sick beard.
There we go. Obviously, I'm not biased, but you know, Marvel Rivals aside, and I'm just gonna speak from hate to say it, my Fortnite experience with skins in that game that I have bought. Um, I would buy this if I was in the Marvel Rivals sphere, so to speak, at least heavily. Only for the fact, like, I sat there in the theaters, I watched Endgame, I watched Infinity War, and I'm like, yeah, this brings back a lot of memories of sitting in a theater, watching it all kind of go down. Also, too, whenever we talk about, like, you said $24.99 for three skins, like a spray and yada yada yada.
Well, Yeah, it's $22. I mean, it might be a little bit more with tax or something like that. I don't know. But $22 is basically what you're paying for
Yeah.
one of the skin bundles.
And that's my thing. Personally, if I had to invest in a bundle, I would have to make sure wholeheartedly all three skins are one, things I enjoy, and two, they are for characters I use. Because Marvel Rivals is very heavily based on like classes. Certain characters have
Yeah.
a different play style. We've covered that before. But it's like for this game specifically, yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure all three of them across the board are people I use on a regular basis. Fortnite, on the other hand, I can go in and be like, all right, I want that dumb looking bird skin. I want that Iron Man skin. That's why I'm kind of like, whenever a battle pass comes around, I'm like, all right, I do like the Baymax skin they currently have in that game, but I don't like all the other ones. Am I going to buy the battle pass just for Baymax? Obviously not. So I skip it. I move on. Life moves
Yeah.
on. But for Marvel Rivals, as far as pricing this for like what nowadays, I wouldn't say is half a game, because now we're, let's be industry analyst here, they're $70 and 20 math doesn't really
Yeah.
equal out there. But still,
Well,
it's,
$44 is most of 70, so there you
yeah,
go.
there you go. But it's like, all right, when do we draw the line? And I'm always a proponent of like what you said at the top of this episode. You know, I like earning skins. I like the days of like Halo 3 where it's like, oh, I'm going to get this achievement, like the splatter spree that unlocks the shoulders for the elite, or I'm going to do
Yeah.
this to get the vidmasters, katana, all that stuff. I miss those days because one, it was like a status symbol, I guess, is that the term to
Yeah.
use here? Where it's like,
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
yeah, like Recon was the ultimate flex. You go into a Halo 3
Yeah.
game wearing Recon and you're like, you're either a game developer or you just have the juice, so to speak. I had the juice. I had Katana and Recon. But it's like, oh my, like that player is obviously good, or I like to think it
Yeah.
was good.
But it's also, like, so there's an issue here too that people are pointing out as well, and I wrote an article about it where it's there's also a ton of unreleased skins that
Mm.
have been leaked as well. So like people are also saying like, why are you buying this skin? Why not just wait for it to go on sale or something? Or like, well, actually, it is on sale. $22 is the sale price, by the way.
Oh, oh.
Just to let you know, it's actually 3,500 of the in-game currency without it being on sale, which equals more like around like $30 to $35 for the bundle.
Mm.
Just so you're aware. But so that price is even more ridiculous, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But like there's also a ton of unreleased skins that people could have, like there's Punk Spider-Man that hasn't been released yet. There's also like another like Punk Squirrel Girl. There's like a Blade skin, but Blade's not even in the game yet. So like I won't really count that one. But there's one for Cloak and Dagger, I know that. There's another there's a zombie Doctor Strange one as well. So like why not just wait until those skins are available, and then
Yeah.
just choose from that bunch instead of just like jumping on every new skin.
Call this what they call girl math, but I'd rather. This is gonna sound. I'm gonna shred away all of my credibility talking online about video games. I'm almost more okay spending like 800 V-Bucks than knowing that I spent $5 in game. And that sounds absolutely horrible. But like in my head, I'm rationalizing this is V-Bucks. This is
Yeah.
not $5 of my hard-earned money. But it is at the end of the day. Call me the problem. I'm definitely the problem. I own up to that. But as far as Marvel Rivals and not feeling bad about myself, apparently there are more heroes coming to the game that we can kind of look forward to. What are some of those?
Yeah, so we do also we're going to be entering the second half of season 1 here soon. Nobody knows the exact date. A lot of guesstimation says that it's going to be on the 14th, so this coming Friday. A lot of people are thinking. A lot of people are also thinking the 21st
Okay.
could be when. So sometime, probably one of those dates. It could be as far back as March 6th, though.
Mm.
So really, there's a range of dates that people are going with. But in the second half, there's going to be the Thing and the Human Torch, which is the second half of the Fantastic Four.
Trailer just dropped. They can capitalize, I'd say, sooner rather than
Yeah,
later. Also, know your audience. Drop that on Friday, please. I'm not going to address what day that is. We all know what it is. But you know who's going to be playing on Friday. And if I'm ever susceptible to buy stuff in game, it's going to be on Friday, where I'm like, I can spend my own money on me. But yeah, I digress. Not trying to go off on
yeah.
a tangent.
But the main thing people are excited for with like I haven't seen people talking about the Human Torch at all. Like poor, Johnny Storm, he doesn't get any love except for from the ladies in the comics and also in the movies. Chris
Joseph Quint,
Evans,
Oh
good.
yeah, who am I? I like to keep the.
Original Johnny Storm, thank you.
He died though in Deadpool and Wolverine. Spoiler for that movie.
Sadly,
Sadly,
sadly.
but
But people are mostly excited for the Thing though, just because people have noticed with Wolverine, he is able to just throw people around, ragdoll them like crazy. They want the Thing mainly because he is supposed to have an ability called like Stone Solid or something like that, or whatever, where he cannot be displaced by any movement,
ooh, okay.
like by anything that like affects movement. So, in other words, Wolverine wouldn't be able to lift him, and at the very least, Invisible Woman wouldn't be able to like do her like pulse thing and like shoot him off the map or something like that, or like shoot him through a portal.
Hmm. These are the things I'm always fascinated about, especially with a game like this or like an Overwatch, where if you add, like you're saying, the thing, you can't just add them and say, oh yeah, here's the brand new thing. You got to figure out how he interacts with different heroes, how he balances this one, but he's kind of OP against this one. And it's like, while I said I'm not too ingrained in Marvel Rivals, it's kind of like Pokemon, where it's like, if you introduce this Pokemon and let's just say it's a fairy type, you better watch out if you're a dragon type trainer or whatever.
Yeah.
So balancing is definitely key, and I like the fact it's almost like they could drop it and there can be imbalance because let's just say we get to season 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they can drop let's just say Red Hulk Thunderbolt Ross or whatever, which that might be the secret skin for Captain America, which happens to drop on Friday as well. They can drop him, and he could be a whole new character that can kind of restore balance to the Force. So I'm here for it. I'm just glad they're keeping up with this stuff because it's easy to kind of be like, yeah, we're Marvel Rivals. We can do whatever we want and not give you content. But clearly, they're
Yeah.
invested and they're dropping more.
No, I mean they are invested in dropping content. I mean they specifically said that they're going to be dropping new heroes every 6 weeks.
That's
So
good.
there's going to be a constant stream of it's like every month and a half. Basically, we're going to be getting at least one new hero. Um, right now we're getting two new heroes. Like I said, the Thing and the Human Torch. So we'll see how long it takes to get another one. I don't know if there's going to be like an imbalance just solely because they're releasing two heroes at once, but we'll see. But specifically, release date for them, I do want to plug the Valentine's Day event that was leaked.
Ooh.
That is going to apparently be starting on February 14th, so not earlier than Valentine's Day. Going to be starting on Valentine's Day and then going until March 6th. That's where a lot of people are getting the dates for the Thing and the Human Torch to be released, are either at the beginning of the event or at the end of the event.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Be a nice lead
But
in.
nobody knows anything about the event so far. There haven't been any additional leaks that I have seen. But I will also plug the Twitter account that I use for leaks a lot, or that a lot of people just end up getting leaks from, which is X0X_leak.
Hmm. There you
They
go.
are they are really good. They basically find out everything about Marvel Rivals. So if there is additional information, they're going to be the first ones to know about it. The only thing that's come out of it so far is like a couple of like assets have been added that are flowers or something like that. But other than that, nothing.
Fair enough. Now, is there anything else within the world of Marvel Rivals that the public needs to know about? Because, I mean, say what you want, but they're doing it. They're doing the thing. They're doing the support thing, and couldn't be any happier for it.
No, I mean, that's all that's going on right now. Just expect there to be more content probably by the end of next week. If anything, we have a new event that's going to be starting soon, so we'll see what goes on there.
Perfect. And, you know, if you guys happen to want to talk more about Marvel Rivals, let me know your favorite hero. Me personally, depending on the day, it's Spider-Man and Thor. Those are kind of the two where I'm going in between. But Aiden, how about you? I need to gauge your interest here of what your favorite hero is in general. Like, it doesn't have to be for Marvel Rivals.
No, I mean, like, okay, so it's not Marvel Rivals, but I'm just in general Marvel. Like, one of my favorite heroes is Ghost Rider. I absolutely love him. So, like,
Nice.
I'd love for them to add Ghost Rider to the game.
Nick
I've seen
Cage.
like a leak about it, but I doubt they're going to be adding him soon. So we'll just have to see.
I love that movie from back in the day. Nicolas Cage, out of all people. Anyway,
Dude, I loved that one. Nicolas Cage did a great job.
he did do a good job. And again, if you want to talk more about Marvel Rivals or some of your favorite games in general, join our Discord because the links to that is all in the video description down below. But as of right now, for this episode of Community Kitchen, I've been K-LO, joined by Aiden, and we'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed today's video and want more content just like this, consider subscribing to Game Sandwich for all your news, rumors, and reviews. And we'll see you guys next time.